Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys all see me? Is the video working good? Are we here? I hope so. Okay, drop hello in the comments right now, just so I know that I am live and you guys can see me and we're all good to go. There might be a slight delay, so I'm gonna be just chilling, waiting for a second. All right, let's see who's in the chat. Eric, okay, Eric's here, Jesse's here, the Paynes are here. This is awesome. You guys, this is the first ever Uncommon Live, so I am pumped. This is awesome. Oh, man. I'm just reading some of these comments. It's so exciting. Uncommon in sweatpants, I have to agree. I'm also in sweatpants. I'm also by my fire, so this is like the best ever. I have music going right now too in the background, so if that's like too loud and you can't hear me, just let me know. But thank you, Eric. I see the comment on the fireplace. Well, hey, I'm gonna give just a couple of minutes for people to jump on and to check out the stream. So if you know people that aren't here yet and need to be here, send them a message right now, text them, DM them, whatever you gotta do. But get them on the stream so we can all hang out together. It's gonna be a ton. It's gonna be fun. Just gonna interact like this. So we're trying something new, and I think it's going to be great. So yeah, just keep dropping hello in the comments when you pop on. I'd love to say hi to you. Stephanie, glad you're here. Jacob's here. Man, this is so great. So I'm just going to be asking you a couple of questions these next couple of minutes while we're waiting for people, just to kill some time, let people hop on. So what I need you to do in this whole virtual experience, I just need you guys to be active in the chat like you're being. So feel free to like shout people out, to comment back and forth. I want this to be like interactive. I need you guys to be hanging out with me. So yeah, just go crazy in the chat. That's what's gonna help me out. If you have questions, shoot those like in the chat. When I ask questions, please answer them. Like it's what's gonna make this so much more fun. So hey Eleanor, what's up? Jason, so glad you guys are here. This is so cool. This is so cool. I love technology. Dawn's here too. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Yes, this is great. So first couple of questions while we just give it a couple more minutes for people to roll in. Let's see. Madison's here, Asia's here. Nice, Laura's here. Oh, this is so fun, guys. All right, a couple of questions. First, since we just had Thanksgiving, I want to hear how your Thanksgiving went. So let me know in the comments if it was good, if it was horrible. If you have some fun stories, let me know how your Thanksgiving went. Mine was super interesting this year. It was completely different than normal for me. I was actually quarantined for Thanksgiving, but I hope your guys' Thanksgiving was better. So let me know, because I would love to hear how it went. If you had any good food, like if you had any funny stories and anything. Stephanie said interesting. What was interesting about your Thanksgiving? Josiah said it was awesome. Jason said he had beef stroganoff and played Diablo 3. Okay, that's awesome. Charlie, what's up? I'm so glad you're here. Eric had the smallest gathering, but good food. I feel that. You fried a turkey? Okay, I was watching these videos earlier of people frying turkeys, and they like exploded in the pot, and I didn't realize that was possible until I was watching some of those videos. So hopefully you had much better luck. Madison, what's everyone's favorite Thanksgiving food? Yes, I agree. I do want to know what everyone's favorite Thanksgiving food is. Mine is mashed potatoes, I think. Yeah, I think that's mine. Or like the really good rolls, like not like the canned ones, but like people make homemade rolls. Those are so good. Jacob had a turkey with no legs. Whoa. I don't know how that works, but that's cool. Soft serve ice cream. Ooh, I could go for some ice cream. Stephanie, you're with me, like mashed potatoes? Yes. Oh, Veronica, I'm glad you're here. I know you don't have an account. I think Seth said the same thing when he messaged me. Yes. Toasted marshmallows. Whoa, I missed that in the chat, but that sounds amazing. That's so cool. All right, just 1 or 2 more minutes for the last couple of people to hop on, and then we will jump right into everything. Sweet potatoes. Yes. Josiah's smoked turkey. That's so good. You guys, like I said, my favorite food is mashed potatoes. And my job for Thanksgiving every year was to peel mashed potatoes for my grandma. Did any of you guys have like a Thanksgiving tradition or like Thanksgiving job that you had to do where it's like every year that was like your thing? I always got really defensive about it. I was like, no, guys, I'm peeling the potatoes. So if anybody has any of those, or even just traditions, I want to hear that too, because I think Thanksgiving traditions are so much fun. Laura, sweet potato casserole. Ooh, that sounds good. Stephanie, make pie with your grandma. That's awesome. Naps on Thanksgiving, Seth. Yes. Yes, that's awesome. I wish I took a nap on Thanksgiving. That's such a good idea. Eric's only job was to eat. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Well, it looks like people are pretty much fully on. I don't think we're going to get a ton more, but feel free to keep just going in the comments, inviting your friends. Like I said, if you don't see people in this chat that aren't here, just send them a text, send them a message right now and get them here. And feel free to just like, even though I'm talking, even though I'm doing whatever, like just keep this chat going. This is so much fun. So feel free to keep commenting. Yeah, I love this. This is so great. You do a thankfulness walk? That's so cool. That's awesome. Eric carved the turkey? Wow. That was like the prized role in my family's household. So that's awesome. I just want to make sure I'm reading the rest of these comments before I move on. This is so cool. Eat turkey. Grandma always loves having outdated caffeine-free Pepsi. Oh, Ben, coughing. That's so sad. Everyone thinks, oh, I'm not going to read that comment out loud, Ben, but I feel for you, and I hope this year it was a little bit better. That's great. Well, anyway, I think everyone's here. It's what it looks like. There's only like a couple more people trickling in, so I'm just going to get us started with some of the announcements as we're about to head into the next couple of weeks and into December. Today's the 1st, right? 1st, 2nd? I don't know. I think 2nd. I think it's the 2nd. I can't remember. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you guys a couple of announcements. Obviously, the first announcement would be that we're virtual. This is the first time we've ever been virtual on Uncommon. This is crazy. This is different. The reason why we did this is just because we're taking some precautions for COVID. I'm quarantined. I was exposed to somebody that had it, so I'm obviously chilling at home by my fireplace, and a lot of other people are too. And we're just trying to be safe as we're going to this next season, so that way we can continue to meet in person later on. So we're just taking a pause this week. As of now, we are planning on having in-person Uncommon next week, but keep an eye on social. That may or may not change just based on these situations and us just trying to be wise with everything. But it looks like you guys are having fun with this. This is awesome. I love that you guys are excited about online Uncommon and seeing all of you guys in the chat. That's the best. Yeah, I wish I could I don't know, we'll have to figure this out going forward, but it'd be so fun to pop you guys into the video with me in the future, or have guest people. I don't know, just a thought. But yeah, this is a ton of fun. So that's the first announcement. We're virtual, but we are planning to be back in the auditorium next week. That's the plan. Just keep an eye on social. If you're not following our social media already, which I hope that you are, and if you're on this chat, you probably are. But on Instagram, it's uncommon.yth. And on Facebook, it's Uncommon Youth. So if you're not already, follow our social media for all of the updates on things like this in the coming weeks. We only have, including tonight, 3 more weeks until we go on a break for Christmas. I know that you guys all have Christmas break for schools or holiday breaks or whatever. So we're going to take a 2-week pause towards the end of December, just to allow you guys to have some time with your family and not have to worry about, missing events or whatever. So we're going to take a pause. Our last Uncommon night before the break is December 16th. So on that night, we're going to have a super fun Christmas party. We're encouraging you guys to wear your craziest sweater, some fun socks, whatever you have. And it's just going to be a fun night. We're going to have some hot chocolate for you guys and some snacks as long as we're able to, and just hang out. And it's going to be a fun Christmas party. So invite your friends to that. We want to see you there. Again, that is December 16th. And we'll just keep you updated on that as we continue to go forward. Cut to Dawn on announcements. I wish I could. I don't know how. I can text her quick, and see if she can finish the rest. Oh man, I don't know. And Seth wants me to do worship. Oh, you guys, I am not that talented. I know you want Don. You want all the people. That's not me. I do too. I'm sorry. No, Eric, I'm not going to sing. That's not going to go well for any of us. I can't do it. If somebody wants to FaceTime me and they can sing, then we might be able to make this work, but it's going to be bad if I sing. Dawn says, all you, Bridget. Oh, you're sweet, Dawn. I love you. Can't wait to see you guys. Dawn does it better. I'm just setting the bar low this week, so when Dawn does it next week, we just get to give all of the round of applause. I'm super excited. Yeah, welcome to everyone that hopped on. I don't know who commented that, Noah or Nikki maybe. I don't know, it just says NG. But anyway, whoever commented that, yes, welcome to those of you that continue to hop on. We're so glad you're hanging out with us. If you haven't noticed already, I'm going to keep popping back between talking and the chat just to engage with you guys. So I'm going to do a little bit of both. But Christmas party on the 16th. That's going to be so much fun. So invite your friends. Along those lines with Christmas, CLF is doing Advent, which is a devotional leading up to Christmas time. So CLF is selling a book for $5. If you want one of those, message in the chat or text your leader and let them know, and we can figure out how to get one of those books in your hands, because it's a really great devotional and way to spend time with God leading up to Christmas. So it's going to be super fun. If you want one of those, again, just let us know and we can find a way to get you one of those. That's pretty much it for announcements. But if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat and I will do my best to answer. Noah and Nicole Gertis. I'm sorry. Do you want me to say Nicole? I'm sorry. Madison, joke's on you. I don't have a career. I think I missed a joke in here somewhere. Oh man. I'm going to give it like 30 seconds for any questions, but if you guys don't have any questions, then I'm just going to keep going. Favorite Christmas song? That's a good question. Yeah. Mine is, I don't know what mine is. I think that's hard to say. I don't know if I have a favorite song, but my favorite thing is listening to the Pentatonix Christmas albums. Like, I think they're so, so, so good. And if you guys haven't heard them yet, you should do that because it's great. Jason Celebrates by Reliant K. Nice. Stephanie likes Carol of the Bells. Stephanie also loves Pentatonix. Okay, mashed potatoes, Pentatonix, we're on the same wavelength. This is great. All right, no more questions, so I'm just gonna jump right in so we can keep it on time, get you guys going. But for real, feel free to keep messaging in the chat, keep asking each other questions, keep asking me questions, commenting, whatever you need to do. Like I don't feel like you have to stop commenting in the chat once I start talking for this quick little teaching, because I think this is so much fun. So just keep it rolling. And yeah, I love it. This is so fun. This is so different. This is so cool. So for those of you that don't know, the past couple of weeks, we've been in this series called Kingdom Story. So we had a chance to talk about our role in the Kingdom Story and what that looks like, and some of the part that we play in that. And we said that we're going to be in this series for a couple of weeks. And we didn't have Uncommon last week because of Thanksgiving, but the week before we had Thrive and like a Thrive recap night. And we got to share some awesome stories of things that God was teaching us at Thrive, or even just things that God was teaching us in our own lives outside of Thrive. And so it was really cool to hear some of those stories. I wasn't able to be there, unfortunately, but Pastor Eric held it down. He did a phenomenal job, and it was really great to hear all those stories afterwards. But this week, instead, we just want to take just a brief little pause from the Kingdom Story. And because it was so recent to Thanksgiving, we just want to talk about that a little bit, and Thanksgiving and gratitude and all of that good stuff. As you can probably tell from the conversation I've been having, I really love Thanksgiving. I think it's a ton of fun. I love the holiday season in general. I think it's just a great time to like be together and have fun and celebrate. I'm always like up for celebrations. And I hope that you guys are too. Celebrating is just so much fun. But like I said earlier in the chat, this year was super different for me. I was actually quarantined by myself for Thanksgiving. I had some really great people who like offered to bring me food and like kept checking in on me and like FaceTiming me, so it was good. But it was a little bit of a harder time for me to be thankful this year because of that. So I just want to take a second and talk about this, because I think all of us kind of had a little bit of a different Thanksgiving this year. Or even if it was like we got to do the same things, like it just feels different this year, right? Like everything this year feels a little different. a little crazy. I'm so glad that Pastor Eric said he's thankful for Virtual Uncommon. I am too. Yeah, if you guys are thankful for something, go ahead and drop it in the chat because I think that's great. But yeah, it was harder for me to get in that like thankful spirit like this year, like I would normally be able to, just because it was like so different. So when things aren't like going right for me and I'm like overwhelmed or I'm like, all right, our world is falling apart, I tend to find myself looking back in the book of Genesis a lot, specifically like the first couple of chapters when it's talking about the story of creation. So Genesis is the first book in the Bible. We've talked about this before. And it's outlining the story of creation. And the reason why I like this so much is because we get to see what life was meant to be like before the original sin. Like we get to see what the world was like in perfection. So for me, when the world is kind of like in chaos and things aren't normal, and like I don't get to do the normal traditions, I'm like, all right, let's go back to see what God was like. This is the perfect world, right? So I really love Genesis. It's actually one of my favorite books of the Bible. But when I read it, there's always something new that I find. And one of the phrases that's recently stuck out to me when I was reading it are the phrases, let there be, and then there was. So God essentially said, let there be, and then the following verse was, and there was. So all God had to do was speak, and then there was. It just showed the power of his words, the power that he had in literally just what he was saying. Let there be, and then there was. So God spoke everything into existence. Like if you read back in Genesis, it said he spoke everything into existence. And that just reminded me of like the power of words. And if you were here at Uncommon, or not here because this is my living room, but if you were at Uncommon in the auditorium a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the power of words and we gave you the demonstration of like the plant. If you speak positively, wow, you guys, I'm struggling. If you speak positively to it, it will grow. But if you speak negatively to it, it will die. So in Genesis, it just kind of reinforced this idea that our words have power. And I think we know that, right? Like that's why we don't like to jinx things. That's why we like knock on wood if something like bad is about to happen. Like that's, oh my gosh, sorry, I just glanced and I just saw that's good, no PDA. Yeah, that'd be weird. I don't know how you guys are going to do that in a chat, but I'm going to do that. Sorry, I'm just pausing for 1 second to keep looking at these chat. This is awesome. Okay, great. So anyway, there's power in our words, right? Like we know there's power in our words, and that's why we're so careful with some of the things that we say. Or if you're not, like you should be kind of careful with some of the things you say. But like I said, this goes back to a couple of weeks ago when we talked about this. There's power in our words, and one of my favorite phrases by a person named Frank Outlaw. He says this, and it's about the power of words. It says, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. And watch your character, it becomes your destiny. So essentially it's saying even in small things, even in just our thoughts, it can really influence a lot of who we are as a person. So when we get to holidays like Thanksgiving or Christmas, and we're having to be thankful for things and having to think about things, it kind of shapes our direction and who we are and who we're becoming and all of these things. So that's why I love holidays like Thanksgiving so much, because it just gets us back into those positive mindsets and it sets us up. But I think it's so humbling that something as simple as a thought or a spoken word can direct so much of our lives, right? So again, Thanksgiving, when we're like, when you go around the dinner table, you're like, what are you thankful for? I just think that's so powerful that we take a second, be like, yeah, this is what I'm thankful for. And like reading in the chats, like everybody else, what they're thankful for. I just think that's so cool to see. And it just puts us in a good, it puts us in a really good perspective on how to view things. And it sets us up really well. So there's actually something really interesting when it comes to words. And it says to words and thoughts. It says a new study from psychologists at Queen's University in Ontario says that the average human has 6,200 thoughts per day. That is a lot of thoughts. So to break this down for you, just so you get a grasp of how many thoughts this really is, 6,000 plus thoughts. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. So that equates to roughly 4 thoughts per every minute. And some of you, I know if you're like me, you're probably thinking even more than that. You just like pinged a whole bunch of different things, right? So when we're talking about thoughts, if it consumes that much of our day, like 6,000 thoughts in a day, it's important to think about what we're thinking about. So my question for you is, what kind of thoughts are you thinking? And you don't have to answer this in the chat. You can if you want to. But what kind of thoughts are you thinking? Are these thoughts productive? Are they refreshing? Do they glorify God? Or are you like me sometimes, and like at Thanksgiving, did you have a harder time, and were your thoughts filled with worry and stress and anxiety? I think in this season, it's really easy to focus on all of those negative thoughts, on the stress, the anxiety, the worry, the chaos in the world around us, right? Like it's really easy to focus our thoughts on those things. But instead, as Christians, we're called to not necessarily focus on those things, but to kind of put aside our feelings in that way, not to ignore them or to be like they're not real, but to just say, okay, what does God have to say about the situation, or how can I be aligning myself with God? How can I get a kingdom perspective? And so I think when we're talking about thoughts, it's important to realign them to God. And the thing that I found that helps align me most with God is gratitude. Thoughts that are full of thankfulness and thoughts that are full of gratitude. And that's why we're talking about this week, because it's just Thanksgiving. And I know that that's kind of like the thing, right? Like Thanksgiving, yeah, you're thankful. But like for real, like I just want to take a second and really talk about gratefulness and gratitude and thankfulness, because it's so important. Gratitude is extremely, extremely powerful. Like Jesus emphasizes the importance of gratitude. I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard the story of how Jesus fed the 5,000 people when he broke the bread and the fish, right? Whereas like they only had a couple of each things, like not enough to feed thousands of people, like for sure not enough to feed thousands of people. But in that passage, like we see, like typically the thing that stands out from this passage is the miracle, and it's like what Jesus did and how he's able to provide, and I believe that he provides, and I think that's so great. But what's important to note, in John 6, it says that Jesus gave thanks. Before he did the miracle, Jesus gave thanks. And I think sometimes it's really easy to see our need. Like I'm sure those 5,000 people that were hungry, it was easy for them to see their need and to feel the hunger and to feel like the physical like emotions of that, and to be like, yeah, like I need provision, right? Like it's easy to see what we need. But Jesus, before he provided the need, he was thankful for what he already had. He was thankful for the small portion that he had right in front of him. And for me, that was like kind of a gut check and a heart check, because I was like, okay, Thanksgiving definitely didn't go according to my plan this year. Like it is kind of lonely, if I'm being honest, and like was not fun. And I didn't get some like great food like I normally do. But when I thought about this, I was like, all right, but instead of, praying for all the things that I want, or just being like, I wish I was with my family, I wish this, I wish that, I had to be grateful for the things that I did have. So I had to rework my mind and be like, all right, God, I'm thankful that I got up today. I'm thankful that I have a home to be in. I'm thankful that even though I was exposed to somebody that had COVID, I don't have COVID. I'm feeling well. I'm thankful for FaceTime and technology, and that I can still talk to my friends and I can still talk to my family. I'm thankful that they're in good health. And it just kind of began to shift my perspective and change my mind on how to view things. So I think that's interesting that Jesus did the same thing, and that's a model for what we should do. Even though there's need, like even though there's a real need or a real hardship, we have to give thanks first for what we already have, and it begins to shift how we view things. Even though it might be easier to focus on what we don't have, and even though it might be easier to focus on like the frustrations of life and just kind of sit on that, that's not what we're supposed to do. Gratitude is used to express thankfulness and praise. By being thankful, we're literally praising God, being like giving glory to God, and that's what we should be doing. Paul actually encourages the same thing. In Thessalonians, he says, be thankful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus. Everything we've ever done, everything we've ever have, that comes straight from God. So when we're grateful, we take the focus off of ourselves, off of our circumstances, off of the world, and we put the focus back on God. And we're like, God, I need you in my life. And that's it. It's saying like, God, I'm giving the glory to you, because everything that I have, everything that I am is from you. And when you start to think about things in that way, again, it just really shifts your perspective. Gratitude realigns our focus back to him. Gratitude realigns our focus back to God. And that's so important in this season when we're trying to work through all of this hardship. I believe that gratitude is one of the things that sets us apart as Christ followers. Like, if you see people in this season, I know there's been people that I've encountered that are just like joyful in this season, and I'm like, how are you so excited about life right now? Like, life is hard. Like, that's the joke, right? Like, we see all these memes about 2020, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't know what 2020 is going to throw at us. Like, it's been crazy. But then there are these people that are just joyful and so full of life. And you're like, what do you have? And honestly, I think a lot of that comes from gratitude. It's appreciating the small things. It's appreciating what you do have. It's appreciating what God has given you. And when you realize that everything is from God, you just begin to be a lot more grateful for what you already do have. And psychologists and sociologists actually studied this effect and how gratitude can change our brain, can change our personality, and really like rewire things in our head. And it's super interesting. So I'm just going to read some of these studies really quick, and I'll explain it. And it says, when we express gratitude and receive the same, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin. So these are two chemicals in our brain that regulate happiness, essentially. So it says when we're grateful, it releases these chemicals that make us happy. These are two crucial neurotransmitters responsible for our emotions, and they make us feel good. They enhance our mood, and they make us feel happy from the inside. So when we're grateful, it's literally scientifically proven that we get happier. So if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling like life is hard right now, just be grateful, and it's like scientifically will literally trigger chemicals in your brain to make you happier. By consciously practicing gratitude every day, we can help these neural pathways strengthen themselves and ultimately create a permanent, grateful, and positive nature within ourselves. Essentially, that means the more grateful that you are, the more happy you're going to be, and it's going to come more naturally to you. If our thoughts and our words shape who we become, then the thoughts and the words that we're thinking and we're saying should be positive ones. They should be grateful ones. We want to be happy people, right? Like, especially in this season. So if you found yourself like stressed or anxious, like I said, like I want to encourage you to be grateful and like challenge you to be grateful. Like that's what I want you to try to focus on this week. And like I said, scientifically speaking, the more grateful you are, the more things you'll find to be grateful for. So for me, like on Thanksgiving, I had to find one thing to be grateful for. And once I found that one thing, it was easier to keep going and to keep going and to keep going. And then the next day, I could be grateful for even more things. And the interesting thing about gratitude is you have to exercise that muscle, right? Like if you're working out, like if you work out once a week, you're going to be like gaining some ground, but it's not super strong. Like for me, I don't work out as much as I should. So when I go to the gym, I never go to the gym. That was a lie. When I work out at home, and by work out at home, I mean like spend 10 minutes. When I do that, like once, because I like feel guilty. I'm like, yeah, I need to work out. So I do that. And then I'm sore for like days. And then the next time I work out, it's usually a couple weeks later. And then I have to repeat this whole process. But when I was in sports, like when I was in high school and I was working out like every single day and did these routines, I began to build up that muscle strength, and it became easier and easier for me to do these things. And gratitude is the same way. It's like a muscle that you have to exercise. But gratitude, it changes your attitude. And I know it's cliche, but I want you to remember that. Gratitude changes your attitude. Gratitude changes your attitude. Completely changes our perspective on things. The simple act of being grateful will redirect your thoughts, add purpose to your words, and literally make you a more joyful person. I think this season, regardless of where we're at, we all need just a little bit more joy in our lives. So I just have a couple of challenges for you, and then we'll hop on this chat so I can keep you pretty close to on time. So just a couple of challenges. First one, ask yourself, what are the current thoughts that you're having producing in you? Like, what emotions are you evoking? Who are you becoming? Are they negative thoughts? Are they positive thoughts? Like, what are you thinking? And the second one, the second challenge would be to keep like a gratitude journal or like a note app on your phone or like a sticky note on your mirror, like whatever you need to do. But just this week even, just try to be more grateful. So write down a list of everything that you're grateful for. Try to add to the list every single day. And then just look over the list and repeat the list to yourself every day. And just see what happens. See your perspective begin to shift and just see how that begins to change in your life. Because truly, I'm telling you, like scientists are telling you, outside of all of the other things, but it's saying that we become a more positive person. So those are my two challenges. Just reflect and ask yourself the thoughts that you're thinking, and then keep a list of all of the things you're grateful for and repeat them and try to add to it. And then the last thing I'm going to have you do is just take a second and either in this chat, message in the chat, or text your leader right now and just send them a list of things you're grateful for. And then if you need to keep doing that throughout the rest of this week for accountability, do that too. But us leaders, like, we want to hear what's going on in your life. We want to hear what you're thankful for. We want to be there for you. We want to do this with you. So if you didn't already do it, just drop it in the chat right now, the things that you're grateful for. And then just take some time to reflect on those things. So couple last little thoughts before we leave, takeaways, and just one last little snippet before we leave. Practice gratitude. Like if you're going to forget everything else, just remember to practice gratitude. Gratitude changes your attitude. And the more that you are grateful, the easier it is. And the more that you're grateful, the more you're aligned with God. Like, gratitude is so simple, and it's one of those things we hear all the time. But when we put it into practice, that's when the magic begins to happen. That's when we actually begin to see ourselves actually change. So even though it's so simple, if we don't put it into practice and we just know to be grateful, it's not going to do much. So put it into practice. Put gratitude into practice, and then we want to see how it's changing you. Super great. So I'm just going to let you guys comment for a couple of seconds, minutes before I end this, just because there is a slight delay, so I don't want to cut people off from saying what they're thankful for. But I just wanted to keep it short and sweet tonight. I know it wasn't like longer like normal, but I just wanted you guys to think about that in this week right after Thanksgiving, just to be grateful, and just to let us know how you're doing. Check in with your leaders. We can't wait to see you next week. Hopefully it'll be in person, but if not, then hey, we're going to do something like this again too, in whatever form that's in. We can't wait to see you. We love you guys so much. And if you see any funny videos this week, send them to one of your leaders. Send them to one of me. And if they're good enough, maybe we'll try to share them next week if they're good. I'm just going to read through these comments super quick, either out loud or whatever, just to see what you guys were all saying while I was talking. But if you need to hop off since it's past 7, that's okay. If you want to hang out and talk in the chat more, that's cool too. We are super glad that you're here with us. I'm going to turn the music back up just a little, but I'm going to read these super quick. So if you're heading off, I love you. Thanks for popping on. Thanks for listening. And if you're still here, just keep talking in the chat because this is a ton of fun for me. So I'm going to read just for a second. Wow, you guys are talking a lot. This is awesome. Who's all here? Who I missed? Jatem's on now. Hey, Jatem. Renisha's here. Yes, this is great. Let's see who else we got. Brody. Nice. Jason, I love that. Today is a good day to have a good day. This is awesome. Yeah, Shatem, I agree. I think Molly does model this really, really great. So if you're in Molly's group, just show her some love and thank her for being such a great model. Ducko44, I don't know your name, but hey, I'm glad you're hanging out with us. I'm glad you're here. See who else we got. Gratitude journal or notes are the best from Pastor Eric. I agree. I keep a journal and it is super helpful for me. So our breath is something to be thankful for. Yes. Our very breath. Yes, I agree. Sorry, it took me a second to read. Zarek's here. Hey, Zarek, what's up? I have an ad journal. It's great for a few days. ADD journal, not an ad journal. That's awesome. Squirrel. Thomas. To mustard. Thomas. What did I miss? Hang on. I think I missed a comment in here. Nikki is grateful for Noah. That's awesome. Seth agrees that Noah's handsome, if you guys were wondering. Man, I love seeing all the things that you guys are thankful for. This is, Tumas? Tumas. I don't know what that means, but I'm being corrected in the comments. Jason is thankful for his squad. Seth is thankful for Sam. This is great. Oh, Ducko is Zarek. Oh, okay. This is great. Simon is thankful for the kids in his class. That's awesome. Madison agrees about rainy days. Stephanie says Starbucks. You guys, I haven't had Starbucks in such a long time. It's been a minute. What is your, once you guys are done commenting the things you're grateful for, what are your favorite Starbucks drinks? Coffee drinks, if you drink coffee. If not, tell me your other favorite drinks. Mine would probably be a blonde Americano with vanilla and cream. What else do we got? Dawn is thankful for work. Charlie's thankful for her blanket. I'm with you, Charlie. I have my blanket right here. I'm also thankful for my blanket. I feel that. Jason's thankful for his students. Stan likes hot cocoa. I also like hot cocoa. Eleanor likes Cravings. Cravings is good. Listen, Cravings is great. I was happily surprised. Like, I was sad when when there was no Starbucks here. But then I learned about Cravings through you guys, and I was like, oh yeah, this is like a great place. Dirty chai latte with oat milk. Ooh, sounds good. Ducko's out. All right. Bye, Ducko. Bye, Zarek. Super glad you popped on. Thankful for being with my beautiful wife. 5,590 days today. Show off. Rage quit. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. This is awesome. At Cravings, get the white chocolate and raspberry mocha. Ooh, that sounds good. Okay. Yeah, I have to check that out. Nikki likes just black coffee. Guys, Nikki has really good coffee. If you didn't know, she has I think she has a coffee subscription. I might be wrong. But if you need coffee recommendations, check the comments because these are good. I'm only going to stay on for another minute or two maybe just to let you guys finish commenting up. Make your own coffee, save money. I do make my own coffee, Jason. Yes, that is smart. That is smart. But sometimes you just need a good local coffee shop, or just don't drink coffee. Yeah. Sam, I think you said hot cocoa. I made my own hot cocoa the other day, and I did, so I have flavorings for my coffee. So I put vanilla flavoring on the bottom of my cup, and then I did vanilla extract, and then I did the hot chocolate mix, and then I did a mocha syrup on the inside, and then I topped it off with some whipped cream and some mocha drizzle and marshmallows. It was really great. So if you like hot cocoa, give those things a try. Jess, you won the best comment. Tomas is close second. Get your tissues ready, Birch. Oh, this is so fun. Samuel, how dare you? Oh, we love you too, Don. We miss you. Big virtual hugs. Miss you guys so much. Jesse is a whole vibe tonight. 854 days of Noah. You guys, okay. I love these records of the days that you're with a person. I think I hold the best record of all. I think I have way more days with my person than you. 0 days. Single Pringle. That's okay. I love seeing all of you guys, all of you happily married people. It's so fun. You guys are the best. Simon is thankful for good music and not rap. Ooh, if there's any rap fans on here. Seth, we welcome the competition and hard time. I know, Stephanie, isn't that forever? A whole 0 days? Yeah. Oh, this is so fun. All right, there is 15 of us left. So I'm going to give you all 60 seconds. Say whatever you want to say. Get it all out. And then we're going to hop off for tonight. But it's been super fun having you guys here. Text your leaders, message us, start some group chats just to have fun with each other because this chat has been awesome. We should do virtual uncommon in person. I think I know what you mean by that. So have a virtual option for people that can't come in person. Pastor Eric and I have been talking and we're trying to work on that. 0 is an easy number to remember. Yes, I agree. Bye, Stephanie. Love you so much. Super glad you hopped on. This has been fun. 7 months. Oh, Nikki, that's awesome. Bye, Jason. Oh, I love you too, Madison. Josiah, all of the trains. That's amazing. So fun, you guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off the chat, but goodbye, everybody. Bye, Jason. Bye, Charlie. Bye, Steph. Bye, Nikki. Love you guys all so much. Jesse, you're great. Seth, how many messages were on here? So many, but it's amazing. I love it. You guys are the best. All right. Bye, guys. I'm logging off. I will see you next week. This has been so much fun. You were a part of history. This was the first time we've ever had virtual Uncommon, and it was a blast. So see you next week, whether it's in person or virtual. We'll let you know. But this has been a ton of fun. So much fun. So love you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your week. And remember to do those challenges. Remember to be grateful. It's going to be a good week if you make it one. So you guys are the best. It's been super fun seeing all these comments. Love you. And with that, I am officially ending the stream. All right. Love you guys.